You walk down a narrow stone corridor, barefoot. The air is cold and smells like wet parchment and old iron. A single torch burns above your head, crackling like it's whispering secrets. Outside, the wind howls through a crooked abbey window. And somewhere in the dark, a raven caws. You didn't come here for comfort. You came here for story, for fire in the blood, for a reminder that history isn't just kings, crowns, and castles. It's also ambition, betrayal, grit, waiting. Before we begin, if you like these quiet walks through the loudest moments in history, give the video a like. Maybe even subscribe. These stories aren't told to the masses, but they are told to those who linger. You're born in a palace, but you don't get to play the game. Your name is Matilda, daughter of Henry I of England, educated, fluent in Latin, shrewd, proud, and very much not a man, which, in the early 12th century, is a bit of a career problem. Your younger brother dies in a shipwreck, your father names you heir, and most of the nobles nod politely, as if to say, "Sure, sure, a woman on the throne, just like we let cats run the church." Still, Henry pushes on. He has you swear loyalty. Then he makes his barons swear it too. But when your father dies in 1135, they forget their vows faster than a man forgets his New Year's resolution, and faster than you can say primogeniture. Your cousin Stephen slides into the throne like someone who just happened to be in the neighborhood. And England, it falls headfirst into 19 years of civil war. That's what they call it. The anarchy. Not the punk rock kind. The kind where villages burn, castles switch hands weekly, and the price of bread doubles while trust gets halved. You, Matilda, don't take it lightly. You're not the passive type. You don't write sad poems in the corner. You cross the channel, gather your supporters, and begin a campaign to take back the throne you believe is yours by blood, law, and a father's dying wish. Here's where it gets cinematic. One winter night in 1141, you're trapped in Oxford Castle. Snow is falling. Stephen's men surround the place. Escape is impossible unless you think like a ghost. So you wrap yourself in a white cloak, sneak out in the dead of night, and walk across the frozen River Thames, blending into the snow like death itself. Historians still debate whether you walked or were carried on a sled. But either way, it worked. The next morning, they find your bed empty, and England gasps. You take back ground. Stephen is captured in battle. London opens its gates. You are so close, in fact, they start calling you Domina Anglorum, Lady of the English, not Queen, but close. You begin to arrange your coronation. Bishops prepare the oil. The candles are lit. But remember the street you walked down earlier, the one full of cold air and treachery? It's back. Because just as the crown is within reach, the people of London, your own people, turn against you. They say you're too proud, too strict, not enough soft queenliness. You flee the city, empty-handed. The crown vanishes, again, and the war drags on. You never sit on the throne, but your son does. Years later, the same nobles who once scoffed at your claim now kneel to your son Henry. Henry II, the first of the Plantagenet kings. You paved that road. You spilled your ambition, your years, your comfort into the soil so he could walk it. Funny thing about legacies. They don't always wear your name, but they carry your fingerprints. Now for the weird cultural tidbit. During this chaotic time, English nobles were so fed up with the war that they sometimes refused to pay their own knights, who in turn rented out their swords to the highest bidder. There were freelancers in chainmail. Imagine buying mercenary hours like Uber rides. Where to, my lord? To the nearest siege tower, please, and make it quick. So here you are, listening to a story about a woman who never wore the crown she deserved, who crossed icy rivers at night, who faced betrayal not once, but again and again. And maybe, in your own way, you know what that feels like. To work hard and come second. To be right, but not rewarded. To build something, only to see someone else wear the medal. But here's the thing Matilda teaches us. Even when the world chooses someone else, you don't stop becoming. She didn't live for applause. She lived for impact, for legacy, and she got it. So today, when you show up to a job that doesn't see your value, or speak the truth no one's ready to hear, or keep walking when everything in you wants to lie down and disappear into the snow, just remember, you're not doing it for the crown. You're doing it for the future that will wear your name, even if it calls you something else, like this walk through the fog of time. Subscribe to the channel. Next time, no battles, no crowns. Just how people in the Middle Ages kept themselves entertained. Spoiler, some of it was brilliant. Some of it got them arrested.